Have you ever wondered why you're so obsessed with your cat? You feed them, you clean their litter box, you let them sleep on your head, and even when they knock your favorite glass off the counter, you just laugh and call it cute. You think it's love. You think it's a choice you made. But as we sit here in 2026, the world of neuroparasitology is revealing a reality that sounds like a science fiction horror movie. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we are diving into the Toxo update. We are talking about Toxoplasma gondii, a microscopic parasite that lives in nearly 1/3 of the human population. For decades, doctors told us it was harmless unless you were pregnant, but the 2025-2026 data suggests something much more calculated. This parasite doesn't just live in you, it might be running you. In the next few minutes, we're going to explore the most pet channels won't touch. We're going to look at how this parasite rewires your brain's dopamine rewards, changes your appetite for risk, and most shockingly, might be the reason you find the smell of a cat's environment attractive rather than repellent. Is your devotion to your feline friend a beautiful bond, or is it a parasitic side effect? Let's look at the biology of the hijack. To understand what Toxo is doing to you, we first have to understand what it does to its primary target, the rodent. Toxoplasma gondii is a master manipulator, but it has one major problem. It can only sexually reproduce inside the gut of a cat. That is its home base. If the parasite is in a rat, it needs that rat to be eaten by a cat to complete its life cycle. But rats are naturally terrified of cats. They have an innate fear response to the smell of cat urine. So Toxo performs a neural bypass. It travels to the rat's brain and physically settles in the amygdala, the area responsible for fear. The parasite then begins to produce an enzyme that increases the rat's dopamine production. Suddenly, the rat doesn't feel fear when it smells a cat. It feels curiosity. In some cases, it even feels sexual attraction to the scent. The rat walks directly into the cat's path, gets eaten, and the parasite wins. But here's the 2026 the matter is. Humans are mammals too. Our brains share the same basic architecture as those rats. When we clean a litter box or garden in soil where a cat has been, we ingest the oocytes, the parasite's eggs. Once inside us, Toxo can't reproduce, but it doesn't just die. It builds cysts in our brain tissue and stays there for life. And according to the latest research, it hasn't stopped its manipulation just because it's in the wrong host. One of the most fascinating information gaps in this field is the link between Toxo and human risk-taking. If the parasite makes rats bolder, does it do the same to us? A 2025 study published in the Royal Society tracked thousands of business students and professionals. The results were staggering. People infected with Toxoplasma gondii were 1.8 times more likely to start their own business and 1.4 times more likely to major in entrepreneurship. Why? Because their fear of failure had been chemically dampened. Think about that. The same parasite that makes a rat walk towards a cat makes a human walk towards a risky investment. It's not that the parasite wants you to be a CEO, it's just that the biological dopamine flood it uses to kill the rat's fear is also killing your fear. This also extends to dangerous behaviors. Data from the NCBI shows that people with chronic toxo infections are significantly more likely to be involved in traffic accidents. Their reaction times are slightly slower, and their risk perception is skewed. You might think you're just a brave or fast person, but in the world of 2026 neuroparasitology, you might just be chemically encouraged by a microscopic squatter in your prefrontal cortex. Now we get to the most controversial part of the Toxo update. If you're a cat lover, you probably don't mind the smell of your cat. You might even find it comforting. But to a non-infected human, cat urine is one of the most offensive smells in nature. In a landmark study, researchers had infected and non-infected humans sniff various animal odors. The non-infected group found cat urine repellent, as nature intended, but the Toxo-positive group, they rated the smell of cat urine as pleasant or neutral.
This is the exact same fatal attraction seen in the rats. The parasite is rewiring your olfactory processing. It wants you to stay close to the cat. It wants you to stay in the environment where it can best thrive. By making the smell of the cat attractive, the parasite ensures that you will keep the cat in your home, keep cleaning the litter box, and keep the cycle of infection moving. You think you're bonded to your cat because of their personality, and maybe that's part of it, but on a biological level, you might be bonded to them because a parasite has hijacked your dopamine receptors to make you crave their presence. It's a parasitic love story that has been happening for thousands of years, and we are only now starting to see the spectrogram of the manipulation. We've all heard the stereotype of the crazy cat lady. For decades, it was a joke, but in 2026, we're looking at the neuroimmune reality behind the myth. When Toxo creates cysts in the brain, it triggers a low-level immune response. This inflammation can alter neurotransmitter levels, specifically serotonin and glutamate. In some people, this leads to increased impulsivity and mood shifts. A 2025 meta-analysis published in Nature Communications found a significant correlation between high Toxo antibody levels and certain types of schizophrenia and personality disorders. It's not that the cat causes mental illness, it's that the parasite's presence in the brain can nudge a vulnerable nervous system over the edge. The hoarding behavior sometimes seen in extreme cat lovers might actually be a biological command from the parasite to increase the host density. More cats means more reproduction for the parasite. This is the dark side of the gist. We aren't just pet owners. We are part of a multi-species symbiosis where the smallest player, the parasite, might be the one calling the shots. It's a level of behavioral manipulation that challenges our very idea of free will. So, after hearing all this, should you get rid of your cat? Absolutely not. As your boss here at HealthyGen, I'm about optimization, not elimination. The goal isn't to fear the cat, it's to understand the biology. If you already have Toxo, it's likely in its latent stage. You can't cure it yet, but you can manage the inflammation it causes. Litter box hygiene. This is number 1. Oocytes take 24 hours to become infectious. If you scoop the box daily and wear gloves, you break the transmission chain. Anti-inflammatory diet. Since Toxo causes low-level brain inflammation, focusing on omega-3s in sulforaphane from broccoli sprouts can help protect your neural drive. Indoor cats. Keeping your cat indoors prevents them from hunting infected rats, which is how they get the parasite in the first place. By following these 2026 protocols, you can enjoy the companionship of your cat without becoming a biological pawn in the parasite's life cycle. You can love your cat, but you can do it with your own brain, not the parasite's dopamine. Is your love a parasite? The answer is a complex maybe. We are living in a world where the lines between self and other are blurring. We are not just humans, we are holobionts, a collection of human cells, bacteria, and sometimes parasites. The Toxo update reminds us that our feelings, our risks, and even our attractions are often influenced by the microscopic world. I want to know what you think. Do you find yourself taking more risks since you got a cat? Do you find the smell of your cat's house homely while your guests find it strong? Let's start a citizen science thread in the comments. Type biohack if this video changed how you look at your morning litter box routine. By sharing your experience, you help the Gemini algorithm realize that pet psychology isn't just about cute videos, it's about the human-animal interface. If you found this deep dive valuable, hit that like button. Subscribe for our next video where we're going to explore the property marking myth. When a cat rubs you, they aren't showing affection. And remember, you might think you're the master of your house, but the smallest guest might be in charge. Stay healthy, stay curious. Signing off.